Hello? Can you hear me? You hear the rain also? Okay. Thank you for your invitation. It's a great pleasure for me to be here with you today, offering my contribution to this great event. And thank you also for my angel, Isabella. Actually, we were commenting before together how interesting was today and yesterday because I think we could have a very large spectrum of the situation of architecture today. And this is thanks to the jury who made this selection. So thank you. I have to say that this week I've been thinking a lot how to present this project to you. And I was imagining that the best way could be to present it telling you a story, which actually is a true story, but also involving you involving you into the process which is behind this, walking you through some of the topics that we could investigate in some of the design experience that we did in the past and that we are currently developing today. So I will speak about two topics which are porosity and mobility. So one day, a gentleman came to us, and his name is Luigi Pezzoli, and he was speaking about a new project for Parma, for the city of Parma. And one thing that I remember he told us was to create a hospital which was big inside and smaller outside. It was sounding as a paradox, but suddenly it was quite evident that he was meaning a place focus in taking care of the people inside, the young patients, and but also highly integrated to the urban context of Parma. It was quite strange. I mean, it was not a normal project. I think that there are, of course, never normal projects, but it was quite strange the fact that this project was not just for a building. The client was not a company, was not a single family or whoever. This project was referring to a community made by children who have to stay in a place which they didn't choose to stay in. A place which is not their home, which is not their school, which is a hospital. And then Luigi introduced us to one of the doctors, Giancarlo Izzi, and he was infusing in us his vision for this children's hospital. He was saying that in his idea, the child, I mean, everything should be designed around the child, and that was quite inspiring to us. When I say to us, I mean not only my team from OBR and myself, but also I have in mind my friend Sergio Beccarelli from Policreo. He is the architect from Parma who made this project happen. And at that time, I have to say that we didn't have a lot of experience in hospital. That was the first project we did for a hospital. But it was quite evident that if you do a hospital, you should celebrate life. And when you speak about life, you need to deal with light. I mean natural light. Natural light is never the same. I mean, artificial light is perfect, is even too perfect, even too much. But when you deal with natural light, you can really feel the beginning of the day, you can feel the end of the day. And when you do a hospital, you have to deal with the hygienic issue, flexibility, functionality, maintenance, whatever. But when you speak about architecture, you don't speak about just buildings. So you speak about the life of the people living in those buildings. And so natural light was one of the main points. So the point was how to penetrate the building through the light, and also how to extend the view from inside to outside. But in the way that if the focus is to create this interconnection between the indoor and the outdoor, let's say how to open the view and to catch the light, to speak about the natural phenomena, what was important was not just, let's say, the natural materials in themselves. It was much more interesting to create the perception of the natural phenomena in the way that you can really create this experience of enjoyment of nature through the inside. And so all the common areas and I mean the common areas or wherever the children meet should be open to the outdoor in a very, very, very simple way. So the design is very simple, very cost effective also, because it's a very simple box with a buffer zone outside of the box, composed by some fins, vertical fins, which are colored with two different colors on the two sides of the fin, in the way that you can create this chromatic palette. And here you can see how the building is very simple. The point was how to create something that could be cost-effective outside, but in the same time create the way to enhance the inside. Here you can see how it is working. It's a chromatic palette that when we were studying the building, we were trying to link to the natural context outside or the artificial context, but always in the way that you can really create this interconnection. So, I think this image is working quite useful for us to express the goal that we were trying to do, in the way that this should create this, how can I say, the way how you can really connect the outdoor and the indoor, in the way that you can investigate one topic, which could be the porosity. For porosity in architecture, we are meaning something that could be the interaction between the inside and the outdoor, or man and environment. And so I would like just I don't want to take too much of your time, but to walk you through some of the design experience that we did in the past. And this is a project which was useful for us to investigate this topic about porosity. It's a design competition that we did a few years ago. It's a project here in Milano, not far away from here. And the task here was to create this kind of interconnection between let's see, this little bush, which was the most significant part of this site, into the housing complex, in the way that you could really create this overlap between the outdoor and the indoor, how to open the box somehow to create this porosity. Something that is not working anymore like that, where you have a vertical layer which is composed by windows or walls, but something that can stretch the facade in order to create a space, a kind of third dimension of the facade, so that each unit could have this kind of characteristic to interconnect with the outdoor. And what we wanted to create is a kind of buffer which could have, of course, some energy benefit in winter or in summer. And of course, everybody was quite suspicious for that. So that's the reason that, thanks to this reason, it was possible to do a mock-up, which was quite useful because we could demonstrate how the benefit in terms of not only energy consumption was in order to create something that could reflect and at the same time also create a filter between the in and the out. And everything was coming from here, from this kind of inspiration. This is Dan Graham. For us, this was important because you could feel a sort of fourth dimension, so that you could see what is in front of you, but also what is behind. And that was guiding the entire design of the building, from the larger scale outdoor, but also from the small scale for indoor. And this is where we were coming from. This was the reference, which is very popular. I mean, this is the Casa di Ringhiera in Milano. Everybody knows this, which is working very well to take people together. But today, probably this is not the best way, so that you can, I mean, if you ask someone here, where do you live? The answer probably would be, I live at the third floor, the second window of the right, and probably that is not the best way to describe your way of living. So what we wanted to create in that case was to keep the people together in the same way with the court, but not through the distributional space, but through the common spaces or through the private spaces, so that everybody can see that your house is where the garden is, or where the table of the kitchen has been extended outdoor, in a certain way blurring the line between in and out. So the second topic is about multiplicity. And to speak about this, I will just refer to another project that we are developing in India. This is in Jaipur. And when we met the client for the first time, it was quite interesting because he told us, what do you know about India? And we said, just a little. I mean, only what we learned from our experience as a tourist. And for him, it was quite, I mean, that was what he was looking for. Because what he was looking for was something who could, let's say, reinterpret the local tradition, but in a contemporary way. So he made us doing a study tour through Rajasthan. And it was quite evident that the production for Rajasthan is mainly connected to art and craft. For example, this is one factory for bulbs. And you can see that everything is done by hand in the way that you can really feel that there is a strong coincidence between those people and I mean, the life of those people and what they are able to do. And for us, this is the best reference for multiplicity. This is Alighiero Boetti. And you can see that in this masterpiece, you can really feel that all the community is in the same piece. Each line, it can be done by one, by few, by many, whatever, but in the way that it speaks about the community. All those little squares should be the same, but they are not. So what we were trying to do with some local artists and craftsmen was to ask how you can extend your ability doing with the same technique something that can transfer art and craft to architecture. These are some studies that has been done in order to use the same materials with different colors, but in the way that you can really speak about the multiplicity. So that the facade becomes, the screen becomes the way that you can really connect the building, the architecture to the local community. All of those people has been involved in the construction so that they can really feel to be part of it. So coming back, I mean, to our previous project, I would say that after those experiences, we are converging to the idea that architecture is a common task. It's not just an individual act, of course. And so the goal is not to do a project which is for Parma, for Milano, or for Jaipur, but by Parma, or by Milano, or by Jaipur, in the way that the question is not just to solve the dichotomy between, let's say, public and private, but I would say we are more interested in a new dimension of commons as a social capital, which is also a psychological capital. And so I think that architecture can create some benefit when it is about the people, about community, sharing common values in the same common spaces, but also with your own specific identity. And I think this is the way a community can build. Thank you.